So... Are we live now? Could somebody in the chat confirm to me that we are now live? This is hilarious. Wow. Cool, so... Well, first off, we'll say, word up, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Late Night Live number 73. I hope you all had a wonderful new year. Straight up, I have been talking to myself for the past 15 minutes. I had no idea that we weren't live. I just thought the chat was incredibly unresponsive today. Like, everybody I gotta go back to the top, because Moises CT was first, and he said hello, and I said hello back. And then Lori was in here, and she said she was on time, and I was like, right on, Lori, way to be on time. And then Odra Swinney came in and said, hola, Mike, Happy New Year, and I said, Happy New Year, Odra Swinney. And then Jesse came in, and I said, what up? And then Skeet was here, and I said hello. And then Calibers was here, and I said hello. And then Lewis, All Sorts of Script, was here saying it was their first Late Night Live, and I was like, awesome, yay, welcome to the Late Night Live. And I did a warm-up, and I did a whole bunch of stuff chatting, and I did think that the chat was a little unenthused today, but I was rocking on. I mean, I didn't want to criticize anybody for not being super chatty. I didn't want to be like, what's going on, chat? Why aren't you guys... Because there was chatting happening, it just wasn't with me because I wasn't live. Hilarious. So you guys have just been staring at a blank screen for the past 15 minutes. Wow. Well, wow. I can't believe... Yeah. I don't remember all the things I talked about. We had a whole... Lori, I've already done your name. Like, we were fully into it. I started, I warmed up, I did a whole bunch of things. I talked about the holidays, I wrote the first name, explaining all this. I will do this one again, since you guys obviously didn't get to see it being written. Oh, I feel absolutely ridiculous. That's hilarious. I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and we'll reset, how about? Wow. Thank goodness, Hody, you asked if the stream had started. I had no idea things weren't live. So funny. I mean, straight up, Marilyn, I started my stream saying that 2022 was going to be a pretty awesome year, and I was excited for it. What a way to start the new year. Let me make this a little bit brighter. You guys let me know if that's too bright. Hilarious. The people, oh yeah. I didn't check my phone. Lori asked me if I was having tech problems. Marilyn checking if I was okay. Well, thank you very much. Hilariously, had Hody not mentioned anything, I probably would still be just talking nonsense to myself, going through the list of names. And unfortunately, I wasn't recording on my computer either, so we have no idea, or nobody will ever know what I was talking about. That is absolutely hilarious. Well, people always say, like if you're streaming, what if there's nobody there? And it's like, well, you gotta, just like a performance, you perform. Doesn't matter if there's somebody there or not, you perform the same regardless. I straight up just thought the chat was chilling today. Man. Hilarious. Well, I need to scroll up in the chat because there's other people have joined in ever since. I can't believe that Mohamed came in and gave a wave. I definitely said hi, Mohamed, when he showed up, but obviously he didn't hear me because the live had not started. So funny. So I can't even call it tech issues. It's just mic brain issues. Did I click start streaming but not go live? That's weird. I thought I started the live. I guess I didn't. I was fully ready. I was in go mode. If nobody chatted, if nobody was talking in the chat, I'd have kept going for hours just on my own, and then felt like an idiot afterwards. What up, Eugenia? Nice to see you. Oh man, talk about a great start to Late Night Live number 73. What's going on, Brolin? What up, Gary? Skeet here for the very first time. Oh, is it 11 p.m. for you? Eastern or Central? I guess because I never know if it's because Eastern time, if I say Eastern time, people know what I mean. If I say Central time, then it depends if we're on daylight savings or all that. I just say 9 p.m. Western time, Vancouver time. All right, well, let's restart. So funny. Okay, I'm gonna do Lori's name again. I did my warm-up. One thing out, this whole little segment that I did in the beginning, I wanted to show you guys something kind of cool. I'm using a box fresh. Well, it's not fresh anymore because I've been writing with it for the past 15 minutes. But I'm using a box fresh Leonard Principle or Hunt 101 today, and I wanted to show you guys something kind of cool. So this is the nib that I have been using. Bam! So this is the nib that I've been using. I prepped this nib at Iampith, and it's the nib I've been using since Iampith in August. I've been resharpening it and using it and resharpening and using it. What up, M. Sneha? What up, Ozfam? 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 I never remember. But so, check out my cool little microscope. I was super surprised. I did this whole thing with the microscope, showing you guys on camera, and nobody in chat commented on it. And inside I was like, cool, nobody likes the microscope. Okay, cool, moving on, let's do some names. I was expecting things like, awesome, oh that's cool, blah blah blah. So funny. Yeah, and then here is the nib I'm gonna try to get it in right beside it. The nib I'm gonna be using today, which you can see isn't quite as fine because it's a box fresh Hunt 101. Versus the one on the right is the one that I've been using. It's been resharpened and retuned many times. And then the one on the left is box fresh. It's been prepped and dipped in iron gall a few times now for the past 15 minutes or so, but it is a fresh brand new nib. I got this randomly. I got this USB microscope from my mom for Christmas, which is kind of exciting. So I'm now gonna incorporate into the nib sharpening and nib tuning video that I've been promising for a really long time. When I first opened it, I was like, ooh, good thing I procrastinated so much making that video, because now I have this. And we can also go, this is gonna be crazy, and I apologize for the crazy blur, but it can go, so that's 40 times, and we can go up to, 1,000 times? Super fine. The problem with super fine is it's almost impossible for me to move the nibs in there. There we go. So that's the old one. It's pretty good, but it was giving me issues today. The hairline, it was a little scratchy. I think it's a little, you can see that the one tine is a little bit longer. It's a little misaligned. And then here's the one we're using today, which is smoother. There's a hair in it at the moment, but it's a little bit smoother. But that's a little hard to control at that zoom range. So we're gonna back out just a little bit to get to, that's a pretty good spot. But yeah, I just wanted to show this cool little new feature that I have on my table here, so I can check out my nibs. Now I gotta get that hair out of that nib. Yeah, the one I had been using was giving me issues, and I didn't have time to tune it or to mess really around with it before the stream was supposed to have started, when I thought I started it. So I just really quickly grabbed a new one. What up, Rose? Welcome, welcome. So today we're using a Box Fresh Hunt 101, which is given some pretty nice hairlines considering it's box fresh. No sharpening or tuning done to it yet. Yeah, or just when they can be a little challenging to focus. I have mine set up with a little tripod-y system here, not the one it came with. I kind of jury-rigged my own when I got home from the holidays, and have it set up here on my desk so I can always kind of just in check. But primarily I set it up so I can use it in the nib tuning video. All right, well let's get to writing again. Man, that's hilarious. I can't believe I did that. Well, I guess I can be proud of the fact that I did 73 late night lives without that happening. Or lies, 72. Alright, let's do Lori's name again. I'll do it differently. Maybe I'll just do, so we did Lori Paolinetti. Maybe I'll just do Lori this time, since she gave me both as an option. Because according to her request, she's not fussy. So we'll do just Lori this time for not fussy Lori. Lurker Lori is no longer a lurker at all. How was my New Year and Christmas? They were awesome. Very busy. Like there's a fiber stuck in my nib. There we go. There's Lori. Yeah, Christmas and New Year's were really great. Another whole thing I talked about before we started the stream. I usually only end up going home about like 10 to 15 days out of the year, and I didn't get home last year pretty much at all because of the whole pandemic stuff. So I brought ink, nibs, paper, and everything to practice writing and to, I even brought envelopes in case I wanted to write letters and stuff when I was home for the holidays, in case I got bored. But with between my mom and dad and my sisters and all my nieces and nephews, I don't have time to be bored. It's amazing how fast a 2-week trip can go when you got all the families to visit and all the kids to play with and hang out with. But it was a blast. It was a really good holiday. And then I got home, and I've just kind of been trying to get myself organized to kick off an awesome 2022, because I feel like 2022 is going to be a really good one. All right. Now I already checked off Lori's in the thing before we started the stream. So we'll go to our next name here, which was, let's see here. Oh, that was, okay, I thought that was ink. Hello, Sneha? Apologize if I said that wrong. I also, preemptively, I will apologize for mispronouncing anybody's names today for people on Instagram who gave name suggestions. There's a good chance I will get names wrong. What's wrong, Ojaswini? What are you knowing about? Oh, is that not what I was supposed to write, Ojaswini? For those of you who don't know, so here's the list of all the name suggestions. We got over 40 name suggestions. There's Lori's where we started, and then Ojaswini's was mine. So I figured I'd write exactly what she asked me to write. But I will write your actual name as well. You forgot to turn your name in, Rose. How could you? That's okay. If I get through all these, hopefully I can get through. I feel like I should be able to get through all of these names. We'll see, I guess. How fast of a writer I am in 2022. Ooh, gray shade. The rare, elusive gray shade. Oh, just Winnie. There we go. I like that gray shade. See, gray shades always turn out really... They're always perfect. Gray Shade Society. Note to self, 2022, we gotta work and get this ending shade a little bit better. You are very welcome. Alright, we will check off Ojaswini. Now, we have Satvik, who's not in the chat yet. I might hold off on Satvik's until, because he sometimes comes into the chat, so maybe I'll wait until he's here. Or if he doesn't show up, I'll just do it a little bit later. So we're gonna go to Jiamin from jiamin.writes. If I have the energy after this stream, in a perfect world, what I will do is go through and timestamp all the names for all the Instagram people, so they don't have to fish through a really long video to find their name. That just depends on if I end up wanting to fish through all of them and timestamp each one, but in a perfect world, I would do that. So maybe I will do that after the stream is done or tomorrow morning or something, to add timestamps to everybody's names. Alright, Jiamin. We're gonna try to do something a little snazzy here for the J and the M. Jiamin. Try to go whole arm movement real quick for this one. Gia. Where do I want that to go? Down here? That can go down there. Sure. Oh, I rolled this a lot bigger than I had intended to. Jiamin. Weird exit stroke, but I wanted to try it. There we go. Jiamin. Check mark. Good job. Skeet. So the list I have, what I will write here on the bottom, because it was on Instagram earlier today, but that story is now gone, yesterday and today. But what I will do, I'm gonna write on this list, I will write, who is it? Rose, Gary, and then I will write Skeet as well. If we get through all these names, then I'll take some chat names. That's true. I will watch the video in fast motion to get, if I do the timestampy thing. I would like to do the timestampy thing. I need to timestamp all my videos with the topics we discuss. Tony! Welcome, Tony! I didn't realize how big of, Tuesday is quite a Zoom day for you, Tony, or quite a online video day. You had your stream earlier today, right? And now, thank you very much for popping in. I don't want to keep you up if your eyelids are about to fall, but thank you so much. You're going to see Mr. Saul next week. I'm jealous. Say hi to Mike for me, please. All right. Who do we got next? I think I'm just going to go... Lewis, I'm just going random order. For right now, I'm going in the order that people suggested them, so the first people to get to the stories, but at some point, I'm probably just going to start going completely and utterly random. I'll just look at the page and write a name that I want to write. Next up, we got Manali from Calligraphy_Nibbler. Calligraphy Nibbler. Rose, I have no classes lined up as of right now. I have nothing aside from IAMPIF in Atlanta in the summer. I have nothing on the docket, which is somewhat silly. I should have something, but I have nothing. I have no classes in the works. Here we go. Manali. Manali. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys yet, this is somewhat of a shame stream for me today. I apologized, or I shamed myself earlier, but we weren't live yet. I haven't written since probably December 21st or 22nd. I didn't have time to pick up a pen the entire holiday. So today is kind of like jumping right back into things. My hand might be a little bit rusty, but I wanted to dive back in. Yep. Manali. Hey Abjeet, welcome. Happy New Year to you as well. What's going on, Zach? How you doing, man? We're just writing names. I took a bunch of name requests on Instagram and I'm slowly going through them. Whoa. Next up we have from... I'm gonna say this wrong. From Sivovs asked me to write the name Svetlana and then put, I don't know if anybody in the chat reads or speaks Russian. There we go. I don't know how to write that part, but I can write Svetlana. Yep. Oh, thanks, Lewis. That's one that, based off of a variation of the N that is sometimes used. I've never seen it used traditionally on an M, but it works, and I like, when I'm feeling rusty, I like going for it, because it's like slightly less daunting than doing the two humps of the M. Hello, Giancarlo, welcome back. I don't remember if the first time I said hi to you, if I was actually live or if I was just talking to myself. How do I print this list? I take a very long screenshot. As you know, on Instagram it gives you the list of 2 at a time. I do a really long screenshot of all of them, and then I put that image into Photoshop, get rid of the black background, make it black and white, and then print it all on one page. So no app or special way to export the list. I do it manually so that I don't have to be scrolling through my phone. Next up, all right, we have Svetlana. What S do I want to do here? And also raise my chair ever so slightly. I feel like I wanna put my name sheet aside for 2 seconds because we are a little on the rusty side. I want to try to knock out a few capital S's before I... It only takes a couple minutes. I did it earlier this afternoon. Things in Photoshop go really quick. I've been playing with Photoshop since I was like 14 years old or something like that, so things like that only take a minute or two. You got it all framed? That's cool, Zach. I'm for anybody who doesn't know, so the very first specimen that I created during one of these late night lives that I sold went to Zach. Zach purchased it after the late night live, after the session was over, and it took me forever to get it out to him in the mail, so I sent a bunch of stuff to him. I don't even know if I sent enough, because it was a very long time for you to wait, and I appreciate your patience with my slowness to mail things, Zach. I appreciate it, but I didn't know you were getting everything framed. That's exciting. You have to send me a photo when you get everything, yeah, when it's all done and good. That's exciting. Ooh. The first 3 I did were better than the second 3 I did. Gotta get our arm into writing mode here. Come on. Shake off 3 weeks worth of dust. 3 weeks? Has it been 3 weeks or has it been longer than that since I left? Too long to not write. I wanted to write. I packed all the supplies required to do home practice or airport practice or any kind of practice, but unfortunately I'm not as good as, say, Kahlo. For those of you who know Kahlo at Kahlo Make Art, she practices anywhere and everywhere. She could be doing anything and she'll have a piece of paper out practicing some kind of penmanship or calligraphy. It's very inspiring. I'm good at prepping, so getting all the supplies I require to do that kind of practice. But I find whenever I'm traveling or away doing things, if I'm out, I find it very hard to get out my supplies. Unless I'm with other people that get out supplies, I'm very bad at doing it on my own. Months? Rose, you can't do months. That's too long. Okay, let's go back into our word sheet here. I did some design work. I designed 4 signatures for blotters yesterday, but that type of practice and that type of work doesn't really count when it comes to penmanship work. It's very different. Alright, Svetlana. Straight line to that T. Svetlana. What kind of ending stroke to do for Svetlana? Svetlana. Oh, out of frame a little bit, sorry. Here we go. Glad to have you on the Discord, Lewis. I mean, and thank you very much for your kind words. Doing those things does take quite a while. But a lot of them are things that they're things that I want to go through. Like when I put together all the business educator lessons and things like that. I wanted all the lessons, so I put them together, and I figured since I had them together, I might as well share them. My hope for 2022, one of my biggest hopes, is to get the community, because there's quite a few people in there, in our Discord, active. I want more people, myself included, because I'll admit I haven't posted nearly as much as I should be posting on there. But I want to get more people posting, more people sharing, more conversations starting. I'd love if more people used the 24-hour study room that's in there, video study room. Even if it's just if we're having a conversation and I want to really quick jump in there to explain something just with my voice, with audio or video, just to do little, not seminars, but just little quick explanations of things if we get into some good conversations. Oh, it's blurry for Skeet. Is it blurry for anybody else? Gary, I try to be active and responsive as much as I can. I haven't been as active or responsive as I could be. But, you know, hours in the day and all that. Not blurry for Oja Swinney, okay. So, Skeet, it might be your connection. We did Svetlana. Now we have, I'm assuming it's pronounced, is it Rose in art? Rose in art? Rose in art? Wants Telisa, T-E-L-I-S-A, Telisa. T-E-L-I-S-A. Here's a good demonstration, I guess, of... So what we have here, right here, this hairline and this hairline, those are hairlines. Those are regular pressure. That's what this nib would do. They were all going the same movement, the same speed, but then this line here is what a line looks like with a light, it's a light hairline, so less weight applied to the pen. So there's a hairline. I wasn't applying pressure here, obviously, because it was an upstroke, but there was more weight on the nib than there was for this stroke here, which was a lot lighter. And you can see down here we also got that lightness. So getting that always to be the same, ideally always getting that level of fineness is our goal. This nib isn't quite as fine as I would like it to be. Although, I mean, that hairline is pretty much perfect. You can't really get much finer than that. Talisa. Kind of a... I'm just gonna give her a really big shaded at the end. Oh, that's very shaded. Talisa. Yeah, I find that sometimes my YouTube, when I'm watching YouTube videos, it will set me to like 480p or something like that, and then I have to go. But if I go in and set it to 720 or 1080, the internet keeps up fine and it looks great, but it will stay blurry unless I make that setting change. Doesn't always do that, but sometimes when I watch videos. All right. Next up, Mr. Pierrot wants Nelvida, Nelvida. I like that name. Talisa finished. Next we do Nelvida. Nelvida. They are cool names. I agree, Zach. I agree. There's much larger than I should have written it. I'm supposed to be writing it 2 lines, not 3. But that's okay. It's nice and big. Nelvida. Nelvida. One thing I have been doing that I need to stop myself when I'm pressing into this shade. If you compare this to the horizontal ovals that are here, you'll notice it drops down a lot quicker. What that comes from, and for a long time I didn't really clue into it. Like, I would prefer, say, the trajectory of that. That's more, follows the oval a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure that it comes from capital A. From practicing the shade of the capital E or the capital C, or the capital D for that matter. Getting that drop down so the shade is short. So the muscle memory from doing that stroke, I think, could be wrong, but I think that's coming into my arm when I'm doing the ending stroke. So instead of being a horizontal shade, which is not somewhere we would normally put a shade on a regular flourished horizontal oval, it ends up dropping down. Interesting to note. I just making that distinction as I made it. I was like, oh, that's the same shape we do for the capital A. Because this has been happening to me for quite a while. Doesn't look bad, but interesting. It does mirror the shade of the N. You are correct. Decoretti. Oh, Brother David. Nice to see you, Brother David. Long time no see. Rose, no, I have not yet watched the Return to Hogwarts yet. I did yesterday and finished it today. I did listen to an audiobook of The Cursed Child for the first time, which for some reason I'd never listened to before, or never really sought out before. I didn't read it. I was gonna get it and read it, but the sort of the play style of writing kind of bugged me. So I never looked into it, but yeah, just the other day I decided to check it out, and it's short. It's only about a 6-hour listen to listen to both parts. So I listened to it, and I quite enjoyed it. It felt a little bit more fan fiction-y than Harry Potter's story to me, but I liked it none the same. Nah. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are in that same family, that it doesn't feel like canon. It's a screenplay. Oh no, it's not a screenplay, it's like a play. And listening to the audiobook was neat. I didn't think I'd like how they talk about stage direction and stuff, but the narrator reads all of the blah blah blah, goes to other side of stage, and it kind of explains how the whole stage takes place, and I enjoyed it. But it did feel felt fan fiction-y to me a little bit. I had no idea what the plot was about at all, but I enjoyed it. But no, I haven't watched. I have the 20th Return to Hogwarts on my watch list. I just haven't watched it yet. Next, alright, my buddy Devin recommended. Now, can anybody in chat, I know who this is, but does anybody in chat know who or what that name is? I don't even know how to say it. Kersantin? Kersantin? I would say Kersantin. I know what it is, but I didn't know what it was until Devin suggested it. The last time I did a name request, my friend Devin, one of my friends from high school or from way back in the day, he requested a Wookiee Jedi's name from the Star Wars universe. And now, nobody's put in chat, so I don't know if anybody knows who it is. I'll spoil it. Kersantin is a bounty hunter Wookiee. Now that the Book of Boba Fett is coming out, I guess he's in it, I would assume. So I can always count on Devin to suggest Wookiee names for my late night live videos. Krrsantan. Alright, here we go. Kersantin. Ooh, let's get a snazzy K. Not snazzy, just let's do a nice one. We'll do it on the larger side. We'll try to relax. Oh, off frame. Sorry. Do I want to shade above or below? Big decisions. Some big 2022 decisions here. Like so. Chrysanthemum. Ooh, Wizarding World pop-up. That'd be fun. I need to carve another snitch. I carved the snitch on my holder. Carved my holder snitch, but I feel like I should just carve like a maybe accurate size to the movie wooden snitch. I should do that. I'll add that to my list of things to do. Because one of my goals, one of my New Year's resolutions, for lack of a better term, is to actually start doing some of the things on my list. You guys will be far too familiar, for those of you who've been coming to the late night lives for a while, with my lists of things that never get done, like t-shirt designs and stuff like that, which are very high on the to-do list and are getting done in 2022. I've decided. Oh, and actually, a fun little, I don't want to call it a challenge. I am going to do another run of the Sigsling and Sunday challenge, but probably not till February. Or, yeah, probably February. But I think what I want to start doing is something I used to do back in the day, and that was write the dictionary.com word of the day every day. I like doing that because there's no way to plan ahead or to rewrite the week. You have to literally every day get the word and write it. Or you can, if you miss a day, you can catch up on days you've missed, but it's impossible to go ahead. Just when I have actual lists. I am a clipboard user. I have lists. These are all old lists, and I'm an analog list maker, and I use a clipboard and have for years, for both like adulting life lists and things like that, and my ridiculous lists. They're real lists. I have lists and digital lists as well. But I want to start writing the dictionary.com word of the day thing again. And I'm curious if anybody would join me. I'm probably not going to film videos. I feel like I'm just going to write it and take a picture. I'll film some of them probably, but I'm going to start by going back to January 1st and writing all of the words for January, and then once I get caught up, I want to try to stay caught up every day to push myself to practice and at least write once a day. Is that a spam message in chat? I'm guessing it is. Okay, we have Eugenia. Eugenia, if you're lurking in the chat right now, I do apologize. Eugenia has been waiting for she wants a navy blue leather blotter, and I have been sold out of navy blue for a long time, and the warehouse that I get my leather from has also been sold out for a long time, and she's been very patient. Her and another person who placed an order a while ago that I was unable to fulfill because I had run out. I have navy blue leather, but I don't consider it good enough for blotters, so I don't want to sell blotters using it. I gotta wait and get more. But everybody's sold out of the navy I like to use. Oh, we were going so well, and then I drooped down on the bottom of that oval. My forearm caught. Okay, we're gonna try to go quick, but we're gonna try to loop this in between the dot of the A and the base of the A. We'll see if we can hit it at speed so we keep our hairline looking nice. That'll work. Did we get it? Yeah, we did. Undulate. Yeah, I used to always I'll just do it and tag dictionary.com because when I wake up every morning, it's one of the first notifications that my phone shows me every single day. And if it's a word I don't know, I'll usually look up the definition because I find it fascinating. Most of the words I don't ever use again. There's Eugenia, finished. For Iriguedas, did I say that right? 27. Apologize if I say Instagram names wrong. Next up, we have the Schmoxy, or Theshmoxy. The Schmoxy. I like the Schmoxy. That is a fun Instagram name. They want the name Hachi, H-A-C-H-I. The Schmoxy. I like you, kid. You got the Schmoxy. Moxie is a good word that I would like to add into my vocabulary or into my day-to-day use a little bit more because it's just a good word. Moxie. Yeah, so for the dictionary.com thing, should I use a hashtag or what should I do? I guess hashtag, I don't want to use word of the day because I think other people, I guess I could hashtag word of the day, hashtag dictionary.com with the DOT. Let me write this word, Lewis, and then I will address that question. Let me write Hachi real quick. I do. But I'll explain that a little more than just saying yes. Which H should I use? Do we want to do the H variation that's like a C? Yep. See if we can get a good one. Lost my hairline going up into that A. Hachi. We're just gonna give her stretch that shade out a little more than I wanted to. That's okay. Mike's word of the day. So I use the same hand grip. My hand grip pretty much never changes at all. The main things that I change in my body when I'm writing, my hand pretty much never changes. It's always at a super relaxed neutral position. I don't usually change my angle or anything like this, or my grip. Everything is pretty much always the same. The things that I do tweak sometimes and not always. If I'm in a hurry or when I'm doing lives, I will change less because, well, I mess up during lives and I'm more about just keeping the flow of the writing and everything going. So it's less about utter perfection than if I was doing something for somebody or a piece or actual focused practice. But the biggest difference for me when I'm doing lowercase letters to capital letters, and I don't remember, this is in one of the, I've read it somewhere in a book. You could ask, I don't know, Gray would probably know, or Jay on the Discord would potentially know as well, that he's a wannabe penman. Seems to remember, and Mohamed as well, who's in, if he's still in the chat, he might have had to go to work by now. They're good at citing where these things came from. I'm not. I read the books, but I've read so many of them I can't remember where the things come from. But a slight change in posture. Oftentimes I will be more upright when I'm doing capital letters, and that's because we get this nice 90 degrees in the arm, and I have a nice smooth flow, whether it be whole arm movement or forearm movement. And then when I go to lowercase letters, let me just get this ink off my nib so it doesn't dry. When I do lowercase letters, because there's a little bit more control sort of required, I don't like to use my fingers aside from the shades. I do shade with my fingers in lowercase letters, but the movement and everything, the letter forms aren't created with the fingers, so the hand stays the same, but I will sometimes bring my weight forward more. So capital letters up here, lowercase letters, I'll come a little bit bent in a little more because the free movement isn't as required. And on occasion, the elbow I can bring the elbow in or out, depending on sort of what I'm writing. It's the equivalent to, like, you can turn your page. Sometimes I'll just move my elbow out a little bit to change the angle of my nib, to give me that kind of a, depending on what I'm writing, to get a little bit more control. But as far as the grip goes, to get to the point of answering your question, no, my grip doesn't change, but my body posture and placement and paper angle and things like that do change from time to time. The biggest one being, I'll do capital letters up here, and I'll kind of come down here a little bit more for lowercase letters if I was getting really specific with things. Because you can do, like, if you're flat-backed, I've demonstrated this in classes and stuff before, but if I was doing just movement writing for lowercase letters, I can come way down here, and there's only weight on my forearm here. I'm bent, obviously, way less, I guess, than 90 degrees here. But for lowercase letters, I still have enough range of movement and freedom to do all of my lowercase letters that I would normally do in, like, ascenders and all my lowercase letters that require capital letters. Tougher, because this angle causes restriction in the movement, whereas if I come up here, then that frees up this elbow a little bit. So that's a difference. If you want to get really detailed and specific about lowercase letters, you don't have to, but you can come in a little bit without restricting your movement. All that being said, my lowercase letters aren't very good, so I need to work on my lowercase letters, but when I'm focused on them and doing work that I'm very focused on, that's what I tend to do. Alright, where were we here? We did Hachi. Now, it doesn't look like Satvik's coming in today, so I'm going to, just so I don't forget to do his, I'm going to rewind and go back to the bottom of the page and do Satvik's name real quick. S-A-T-V-I... Oh, he wants MrMGWard. Okay. MrMGWard. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna spell to lean into the microphone. Not today, Odiswinnie. Not today. Satvik? Oh, now here's a tough one. I can't get into the G the way I would normally want to. So what we're gonna try to do... Oh, no worries, Gary. That's okay. It's always replayable. Fozzie isn't here yet. I figured Fozzie would show up today. She messaged me yesterday thinking stream was happening, but she's pretty busy doing mom duty in a COVID house at the moment. COVID house? That's probably not a good term for it. But she's busy being mom. Alright, we're gonna do a capital G. I'm gonna try to finish the G exit stroke right there is where I'm gonna try to hit it. Might hit it, might not hit it. If I don't, I'm sure Satvik will understand. I'm gonna make it big so I'm not in the way of that S. Yep, that should work. Get a trick stroke if we can hit it. Close. Now we'll put a little shade on the K there. Not the cleanest not this nicest G in the world, but it'll get the job done. This nib is giving me mini accent shades where I don't want them. I mean, I'm blaming the nib. It could very well. It is my fault, but new nib. I'm gonna blame the new nib because I can. MrMGWard. There we go. What kind of an exit? Give him a nib on the end. Yeah, the leaning is something, I'm pretty sure I've discussed that before with Marcus Carlini about doing business penmanship and doing lowercase letters, where you can go from here to there. There's like this slight change that can happen. Where you get the freedom, you can do that. You also get a little bit closer so you can get a really good look at what you're writing, because the lowercase letters don't require the freedom that a lot of capital letters do. I was there on Saturday just when for like the last 10 minutes. I popped in. All right, Carlo would like us to write Cola and Suyu, her dogs. Let's do Cola. Can I get from... Lurker Mike, that's me. I mean, I thought she had to let me in, so I assumed she knew I was there, but I guess she didn't. Okay, I want to do an and symbol. Oh, we can do that one. Can I do it from the A of Cola, from the A? That could work. I can't do it into Suyu, but I can do a Cola into an and at symbol. Or maybe this went way too far that way. What is going on? I'm getting these thick horizontal lines and I don't like them. But I don't feel like there's any fiber or anything on my nib. What's causing that to happen? Just for fun, we're gonna turn on the magnifying glass or the microscope and look at this nib again and see what the tip looks like. See, it looks perfect. Oh, there's a hair on it right now. But it looks perfect. A little bit of baby bottom going on. What about the underside? Aha! We have two different lengths. Maybe that's the issue that I'm feeling. I'm not gonna try to fix it right now, but interesting. Oh, and fun little observation. You know, everybody talks about the vintage nibs and the dream points and all that. When I first set up this microscope when I got home, one of the first things I looked at was the Hunt 101 that I was using, which is the one I showed at the beginning of the stream. And then I grabbed a Zenarian Fine Writer and I looked at it under there. And from the top, they both looked pretty good. But from the bottom, the Zenarian Fine Writer was crazy off-center and like really badly cut. which is, I will say, it's really rare to see fine writers and Jalop principles and things like that, the vintage nibs like that, because they had a lot more quality control back then. But it happens. So caution to anybody who's buying expensive vintage nibs. Just because they're vintage doesn't mean they're always gonna be better than a modern nib. It's never a guarantee. I mean, it probably, I didn't write with it, I didn't ink it, but it probably wrote just fine. But yeah, from the underside, it was super off-center, but the top looked good, which means the cut was at an angle, which is not something we want. Now, I want to kind of try this again. Maybe I'll just do this UU. We'll go with it. Carlo will understand. See if I can get this stroke, this upstroke, to go right in the middle of that little, I'm going to be creating a little shape in there. If I can get the exit of the S to go right through there. Risk. That's the idea. See, and then there's a fiber in there. Get out. And then she put a heart emoji. So I'm going to try to do a heart. Like so. It's kind of lopsided, but a fun little experiment. All right. Next up, Janice76 Ann requests Benjamin Scott. It takes a long time to go through all these names. Wow. Or I'm just slow. Dear Mike, you talk too much. True facts. Benjamin Scott. Ooh, it's a pretty decent B. Just feels good when letters come out nice and smooth. Feels good. Benjamin. I have a plant named Benjamin. He's not very healthy right now. I can't figure out why he won't stop dropping leaves. Benjamin Scott. Oh, we're gonna try to do, oh shame that my S's aren't super clean today. We're gonna try to do the same thing we did on Satvix. On the G, we're gonna try to simulate a trick stroke on this S. So I'm gonna do the S and try to come up into that N when I finish it off. Easier said than done. Wah, close, not quite. Now here's one of those instances or I get asked about this sometimes. Double T's, because as we all know, we use an ending T, but I've used like a regular T followed by an ending T, but sometimes I feel like it looks weird when there's two letters back to back that don't look the same. So in this instance right here, I'm going to opt out of using an ending T, and I'm going to use two standard T's. Like so. Benjamin Scott with a little nib on it. In a perfect world, this would be up here underlining a little more close to the bottom of the J. Got a little bit too much space in there, but that's okay. Alright, Benjamin Scott, check. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. 13 out of over 40. We gotta hurry up. Alright, next up we have Tiago JP requests Tiago, Heitor, and Sandra. So here we go. We'll dive in. Clean my nib again because I stopped and I talked. Thanks a lot, Lewis. That B did turn out quite nice. I'm happy with that. I don't know if it's my paper being troublesome or my nib being troublesome. Not 100% sure. Alright, first off with Tiago. Thiago. Actually, let's do a different variation of the T. How about do a compound curve T? Change it up a little bit, just because we can. Weird ending. I didn't want to go through the G, but then this was super close. I didn't know where to end it. So I finished it sort of in that weird way. There's Tiago. Now we have Heitor. Don't know if I said that right. Heitor. I should have waited to dot the I, because the dot on the I is exactly where I would want my flourish to go if I was going to cross the T. Whoops. I'm going to try to do this with this. Oh no, that won't work. Yeah, we'll do that one. Oh, Skeet, I disagree, but I'm picky on myself. I'm not being hard on myself because I haven't written in a while. I'm a little rusty tonight. Now we'll do Sandra, but thank you very much for saying so. The biggest difference, it's not my grip and comfortability is all good. What's happening is on sort of parts that are slightly challenging or quicker parts, like exit flourishes have been a big one I've noticed today. I'm tensing up and I'm speeding up and sort of just finishing them, and that's causing things to not end the way I want them to. Not staying completely zen or loose and relaxed throughout the entire thing. This is one thing I see in a lot of exit strokes, even just say a capital letter, even just like a capital C, just like that ending oval that comes at the bottom of a C or an M or anything like that. Oftentimes that oval, which should just be a simple indirect oval or reversed oval, gets super wonky shaped because it's the ending of the letter and we finish the hard part and we were going quick through the part we were focused on, and then it's like home free and we kind of forget about it and the arm just does sort of whatever it wants. But it's got too much speed to just completely relax or to completely just let go, so it ends up being sort of a messed up form. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but it's something that I see in my own work quite a lot, is forgetting to relax to the entire thing. Now we have Sandra. Capital S, perfect example. Right after the shade, everything can tend to be a bit messy. But we're gonna try to calm things down. Breathing is important. Oftentimes, if you take a long break, you'll find yourself writing like somebody who drank too much caffeine, whether you drank caffeine or not. Instead of saying nice and relaxed, that was more relaxed. I was a little more conscious about my relaxation. So you get this nice exit oval that follows the angle that you want and finishes, has a little accent, so it shows movement and it's airy and wispy. Not the best oval up here, but everything remained smooth and comfortable, which is what we want. All right, Sandra. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. All right. Little ovals got a little crazy, but that's the angle of that exit shade that you want, not like the one like the A that I did earlier. I mean, you're not alone, Lewis. That's one of the biggest, I would say that's one of the biggest hurdles, is first getting into the shade. That's where I see a lot of hitches in movement, because normally it's people's gear change. If you're slowing down before a shade, you can oftentimes see where I like to think of it as gear change, like a car changing gears, where the change in gears happens, and then coming out of the shade, getting that smooth follow through, essentially, which so many sports talk about how important the follow through is, and that's what an exit flourish is. Just like an exit oval is just a smooth follow through. Now I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I have to take a quick restroom break. I don't know if I drank too much tea or water today. But I have to go out of frame for a moment. I will be right back. I will let you guys look at, what do we want to look at? I'm going to put the list of names so you guys can see what's coming up next. Atsuko Sugimara is going to be next for Dreaming in Script A. There's and then Kamal, and then Rupan. I'll get my coffee. I will be right back. have returned. Headphones. Step 1. Hui. Alright, next up, Atsuko Sugimara. Sugimara. Cool. I said Atsuko, but it's probably Atsuko, I would guess, is the proper inflection required there. Oh, I wish I could remember how to write that in hiragana. But alas, my Japanese has left my brain. And until my French is better, I won't go back to practicing Japanese. I won't get my Japanese back until my French is completely back. So, we've been working on that. Lately, we double check. Somebody in chat, confirm that you're still here, just to make sure that I haven't ended the stream or I'm not streaming to myself like I did earlier. There we go. Sleepy Maryland's here, right on. Thank you for the confirmation. Alright, now we get to use that A shade that I just talked about not wanting to use for the ending flourish. But for a letter, or for a word, letter, it makes sense. Woohoo! Nice big shade. Now, normally, habitually, I would write my A, I would exit up above the baseline, but because it's followed with a T, I'm going to allow myself to cross that T with an actual cross and not the ending of the A. So I'm going to end the A below the baseline, which I don't usually do. It's not common for me. With a shade as well. Atsuko. Last name Sugimura. Oh, we're gonna try it again. We might not hit it, but we're gonna try it again anyways. The trick stroke from the S. I think my camera is set up a little bit to one side, but we're gonna leave it for now. That's what it wants, coffee. All right, we're gonna try this S trick stroke again, if we can. We gotta stay relaxed. The O doesn't really end with a stroke below the baseline, so we gotta be super precise. We'll see. There's where we want to go, over here. Booyah! Sugimura. Not the cleanest S, but look at that connection! Right where we wanted it to go. Sugimura. Try to go 2 shades in our exit oval, or exit flourish, to balance out the A shade. One of the biggest issues I have with any word or document that has an A in it, I like to do really big A shades, but I don't shade, as you can see by any of the other letters on this page, I don't shade any other letters as big as the A, so I have to tone down my A or learn to shade everything else way bigger, which this one was followed by an S, which that compound curve S shade is one of the shades that I have the most trouble getting really large, getting a really big shade. Every once in a while I can hit one, but they end up being smaller. So I have to tone down the A, but I don't want to because it's fun to give it a big honkin' thick shade. Alright, now we have Kamal's. Kamaljit. Kamaljeet. Kamal didn't come into the chat today. She's usually here. Oh, also, since we're in here, I might as well shout out to Lurker Leon if you're in the chat, or if you're viewing, or any of the other lurkers out there. Sup to my lurkers. That sounded ridiculous, but I said it anyways because it's fun. Shout out to the lurkers. What up, Jesse? Did you have a good nap? Was it a nap or did you accidentally fall asleep? Did you dream? Is that your way of telling me I'm writing too slow? Oh, I wish there was some shade. I have a feeling if I was one of the old penmen from back in the day, I would go back. I'm not going to do it now. I would go back in here and tip in a shade on one of these. I wish one of those was going the opposite direction so I could have had a shade up here somewhere. Also, something that's fun to note. 100% always, for me anyways, maybe some people can do it intentionally, but for me 100% unintentionally, but it happens so often that it's super cool when it happens, I find anyways. Get airlines, or when your hairline stops, but when your hairline happens to stop right before writing and then continue right after writing, it just looks like you on purpose stopped so you didn't touch your writing. And I love when that happens. Sometimes it's even way more pronounced than this, like right where a letter is, the hairline just stops and drops down again. Looks completely intentional. It's 1000% not intentional, at least when I do it. Some of the penmen back in the day might have been good enough to do it, but cracks me up every time it happens. Oh no, Jesse, I'm sorry. Wait, were you here when it started? Did you hear what happened? I can't, cause were you in here when I said hi to you when you first joined up, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't streaming. I streamed to nobody for 15 minutes because I forgot to turn the stream on. I just was talking to nobody. Assuming you guys were all just ignoring me in the chat. Alright, now for... Oh, Caliber S! If Caliber S was in here earlier, I don't know if they're still in here now. If they are, it's time for yours. We got some Roopam, R-O-O-P-A-M for you. If you are still in the chat... Sorry, I sort of rushed to get started and then I guess I forgot to hit one button, unfortunately. It was kind of ridiculous. It was a very silly mic moment to start off the first stream of 2022 talking to myself for 15 minutes. Here we go. R-O-O-P-A-M. kind of R do we want to do? I want to try a different R. I'm going to do an R I've never done before. We're just going to experiment. Will this work? I don't know. I'm going to do an R starting with that shade. And then we're going to go like this. Kind of weird connection. I kind of wish those all didn't hit in the exact same spot. I wish that compound curve was a little more like this and then went up to hit that, but that's okay. It was a neat idea. I'm not mad that we tried it. Thank you very much for hanging out, Marilyn. Sweet dreams. We will see you next week. Enjoy sunrise. Hey, Mom. Welcome, welcome. And we'll just give a nice simple ending to that one. Rupam. Rupam? I don't know. I'm assuming I'm not saying that right. Alright, here we go. New page. I know Brolin was here. I don't know if he's here anymore. Brolin is still here. He's up next. I think it's him. Yeah, Brolin. Whoa, what is this? I will try very hard to not spell Brolin's wrong. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. I'm going to do it. He's written it without any capitals. Where is it? There. I'm going to try to write it. I'll do it with a capital X. X Sochi Pizza Huato. Pizza Waddle. Ochi Pizza Waddle. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm saying that wrong. That's what we're doing next. Alright. X first. Oh, thanks, Lewis. It was a fun little experiment. Sometimes it's fun to just see where the pen goes. You get a random idea. Oftentimes they don't work, but sometimes they do. I had a really cool idea for a letter. Was it this morning or last night when I was laying in bed? And I had a moment, I went, oh, that'd be cool. And now it's completely gone. I don't know what letter it was. I don't know what the idea was. But I had just an idea and it popped in my head. But I was in bed. I thought I should go to my desk and write this down. So I remember to do it tomorrow. But I'll remember. Obviously not. Definitely won't remember. That happens to me quite often. I remember chatting with somebody who sat next to me on a plane once. And after we got sort of just chatting and friendly sort of, chit-chat throughout the flight, she she sort of confessed to being happy that I wasn't crazy. Because her first instinct, when I sat down, she thought she was sitting next to a crazy person. Because she sat down and I was going like this. I was mapping out a flourished O, I think, at the time. And I was like, oh, for a bunch. Just doing this in front of me on a plane while I was waiting for us to take off. So she thought she was sitting next to a Looney Tune. But it's pronounced Bob. When I first saw I have to ask Brolin, since he's not here anymore. I'll ask him on the Discord maybe how to pronounce this. when I first saw it, I was like, that's like axolotl, like that weird pet. Why on earth would she think that? I mean, if I sat next to me and I was doing the things that I randomly do when nobody's paying attention to me, I would probably think I'm crazy too. Alright, here we go. Capital X. Messy. Where did my hairline go? Okay. I could have a notebook beside my bed. I should. I'll do what is it, comedian Mitch Hedberg used to say. So if I think of something funny, I gotta find a pencil. And if I don't have a pencil, if I can't find a pencil or a pen, I gotta convince myself that what I thought of wasn't funny. So obviously, I didn't write it down. So the idea I had wouldn't have worked anyways. Probably was a horrible idea. Alright, I'm gonna try that X again. I haven't done any do-overs yet today, but whoops. But I'm gonna try that X again. Because my hairline went all funky. That's a better shade as well. Started a little bit higher, not as much a stem shade, but a direct oval. No, sorry, indirect. Earlier I said direct ovals, indirect ovals. I had that backwards. My apologies. This is an indirect oval shade. Now, can we hit? Booyah! Not the smoothest oval coming out of it, but that's okay. X-O-C-H-I-P-I. Then we'll stop there. I-P-I-T-Z. What's happening to my ascenders? Both the H and both the H's are super squished. Why? UATL. There we go. Not too bad. My hairlines kind of went out the window there a little bit for some reason. That first one, X-O-C-H-I-T-L, how do you pronounce that? Can you spell that phonetically for me? If that's, I know that may be easier said than done. I need the phonetics. going on? Should be good. I will sharpen this nib tomorrow. Or tune it up a little bit. No, just wait. I don't think so. What letter do I hate the most? Capital D. Not a fan. Me and the capital D are not friends. At all. Alright. That one. Ooh, now we have Satvik Aurora, but with a W, not a V. So we have Satvik and Satvik, but one is a W, one is a V. Two of the regulars. No, I quite like capital E. I have trouble with it sometimes. That's capital E is... I know Fozzie hates capital E. I like capital E. I like it more than I can write it. I'm not always the best at writing it. But the capital D, I don't like it. I've done some really beautiful ones. It's just not a letter that I'm fond of. Nor is it a letter that I've ever been fond of. Okay. Like an S. The X like an S. So Cheetle? No, capital B, like in beautiful, I like the capital B. B is probably one of my favorite letters to write. Not an easy letter, but I probably write the capital letter B more than any other letter. But D as in deer or donkey, I'm not a fan of the letter D. When I write letters to people, I don't write dear so-and-so because I don't like the capital letter D. I gotta think of other words. You use the old school friend so-and-so, or I'll just start with their name, just the name. Because I don't want to write D. If I'm really confident, I'll write dear so-and-so. If you ever get a letter from me and it says dear so-and-so, you know I was having a confident writing day. If it says some other word, or just your name, it means maybe I wasn't as confident that day. All right, capital S. It's one of the nicest S's today. Missed the baseline, but that's okay. Messed up that ascender on the K. Perfect example of that exit oval I was talking about. This should be a simple stroke that is always the same, but for some reason our entry ovals are almost always nicer than our exit ovals. And on something like the capital A, there's no reason for it to be, because you're not finishing from a shade, you're just writing a letter, but your brain tends to clock out as if the letter's finished already before you've actually finished the letter, and then you can get a wonky oval. Sometimes. like Aurora. There we go. Bindu, is that you adding your name to the to write list? I gotta make it through the Instagram names, and then I'll start taking name suggestions from the chat. Now we have, oh, here's, Momed's not here anymore, but Momed's request for a name was Stelomir. And when I first read that, I was very confused. I didn't know what the heck he meant by Stelomir. But then he put in brackets, verse Boromir. So any Lord of the Rings fans in the house, we have Boromir from Lord of the Rings. He decided to create the name Stelomir because borrow and steal. Boromir, Stelomir. Ridiculous. But it's an S, so we'll get more S practice. Stelomir. Stelomir. You know, that Lord of the Rings hero? Boromir tried to steal the ring from Frodo, so maybe his name should have been Stelomir instead of Boromir. Or maybe Boromir was just trying to borrow the ring from Frodo and he would have given it back. That's why they called him Boromir, because he just wanted to borrow it for Gondor. I'll stop now. Alright, next. Aisana, or Aishana, wants AISANA. But her Instagram is ICEANAA. Does that mean that's how it's spelled? Aisana? Aisana. AISANA. Perhaps pronounced Aisana. I'm not gonna do, maybe I will. I like talking like Gollum quite a lot. Precious is surprisingly one of the harder words to say as Gollum, though. The way he...
Yes. The way when he's talking, when Smeagol talks, and he tries to get the rasp in his throat when he's talking about the nasty hobbitses. Yes, he gets this weird...
It's like a weird tongue roll, but the... To get the tongue roll and the throat thing, it's a lot of things that have to happen in the mouth at once. Or it could be not a tongue roll. It could also be, like with his throat and tongue, or just all throat. But that ends up going too fast if it's in the throat. I don't know. That was a bad example of a Gollum or Smeagol accent. GCD. That's a tough combination of letters. Yeah, Gary, that's tough. GCD. I mean, I would use, if I use the descender G, it's a lot easier, but if you want to use a standard G, it's tough, because you got to get a clever way of going from the G to the C if you're going to do it that way. Have I tried, Gary, have I done your initials before? Have we done that in any stream? There's something in my brain is telling me I've tried to do that before, but perhaps I haven't. I feel like I have, and I feel like I found it difficult, but correct me if I haven't. And maybe I'll try. Alright, Aisana. I haven't done it. Well, I should do it. I'll try it. No guarantees it'll work. I'll gotta wait till the end though. Till I get to these other ones. AIS. I don't know why I put such a big space unintentionally between the S and the A. Kind of looks like A is Anna. That was unintentional. It's because I wanted to get this line. If I did the A where it normally would be, it would mix really weirdly with this oval. Which I didn't think about that soon enough. What I should have done is it just extended between the I and the S. So then the A would have been properly spaced. Those hindsight is 2020 type of realizations. Dedicate an entire live to Gollum? That's a lot. My throat would be wrecked. I'll do the accent stream before we do that. I think I want this one just to be nice and clean. If I can get this nice compound curve shade exit stroke. Yeah. Aisana. We'll see if I get some stream donations that say do a Gollum stream, then maybe I will. I do plan on one day doing I'll do an accent stream. I'll do either probably Scottish or British, or that'll end up being a hybrid at some point of the two of them. I'll do a British. Oh, it's so many British people would be unhappy with me, but maybe I'll do an accent stream where I speak in accents for the entire stream. Maybe. Alright, Amour des Lettres on Instagram wants Vartika Parasramka. Parasramka. Alright. Vartika. Chills. Those good chills or bad chills, Phyllis? Alright, Vartika. We're gonna start with, here, we'll do Madaraz's V variation that he uses in his Count That Day poem. We can do it. Not too shabby. Artika. Do Vartika's in a running hand just for fun. Oh, except I forgot her last name is really long. This might have been a bad idea. We'll see. Hopefully it fits. It might. I could do the last name a little bit more condensed. I always want to do running hand for letters and stuff, but I get all the way through the entire letter, or yeah, I'll finish a whole page in running hand and I've said, "Hi, how are you?" Because it takes up so much darn space. Oh, Vartika, were you lurking? Were you being a lurker? I don't believe you said hi today. Just hanging out, just waiting, hiding. Oh, she called you. I thought you meant I thought you were talking about called you out on the chat. She actually called you to tell you it was happening. That's fun. Okay, I was gonna give you heck for just lurking the entire chat until now. Okay, now we have this super long, there's the whole thing, in running hand. Super spaced out. Now the question is, how do I want to flourish this? I could keep the egg ending relatively clean, but I feel like... Whoa. Let's try... We're just gonna go for it, see what happens. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Lurker party. I like that. Here we go. Probably too many and they're spaced out all weird, but we did it anyways. Parasromka. There we go. Lurker Vardy with the Mataraz V. I guess I gotta cross the T as well. Go all the way to there, so the whole thing is like that. Sure. The exit flourish got a little crazy, got a little wonky. Alright, colors.inc wants Vishaka, V-I-S-H-A-K-H-A. We're gonna do the same V again, except this time, how are we gonna change it up? Let's change it up a little bit. Shorter name. Just gonna go with it, see what happens. Make it crazy. That didn't work because I totally wrote in where my lowercase letters need to go. I need to do that again. Huh, alright, good night, Mom. Thanks for popping in. Oh, Lori's out too? Oh, right, I thought she said night. Sweet dreams. The dark side. Alright, I'm gonna try the same. Can I make this work somehow? Maybe slightly less flourishy at the end. How about? Yeah. See how it goes. Just that, maybe. There we go. Ah. And then Marika's calligraphy wants Marika. I haven't seen Marika in a while. Since my Feast of Spencerian class, I believe. Get out of here, Ojaswini. No, absolutely not. Alright, Marika, here we go. That's your 2022 goal. You don't hear no. Oh, kind of messed up the ending flourish there a little bit. I was torn between going above the K and through the K. Because the way this compound curve would have had to go, it would have been crossing the K at a really weird angle because the compound curve would have been right there. So I should have gone over or earlier, and I went earlier, but that made this stroke look funny. But it is what it is. We're getting ourselves back in writing mode. What do we got next? Ooh, my friend Jen would like her name written. Jennifer. Jennifer. Do another. Running hand. Like so. Super simple. Now we have Instagram an underscore unwritten underscore letter. Unwritten letter would like KL Lee. And she writes, could you please show me how to connect two L's together? Oh, two capital L's. Okay. KL Lee. See what we can do here. Not gonna think about it. We're just gonna dive in and see how it turns out. There's one way. To do KLE. To connect everything. That little loop in there is interesting. That's one of the standard go-to ways. You could also, coming through here, this could go much bigger. If it was just the two L's, like this first L can be started any old way, and when you go into this one, this could go up here and go much larger in through there to go into the next L. Yeah, you can just keep this compound curve oval going into your entry oval of the next one. I don't believe you did, Zach. At least I don't see it on here. Cassie Morning would like Cassie, C-A-S-S-I-E. C-A-S-S-I-E. Get a nice short shade on this C if we're lucky. That right there. Pizzy Pizza. Oh, that was so long ago. Pizzy Pizza. Oh, wait. Zach, you asked for Albert Pike. You're right here. I didn't see that you requested something. Albert Pike. Ooh, there's a nice ascender stroke. Wonderful. So I'm writing very low on the screen today. My camera is set up in a slightly strange place. There's an old school way that they would have connected a P sometimes with a tiny little compound curve. I started my curve a little too high. Oh, nice. P I I'll try that again. I'm gonna do a do-over name because I messed up that exit flourish so bad. Same thing I was talking about earlier. The exit flourishes shouldn't be the hard part, but it's my muscles want to go too fast. Albert, I believe there's a hair on my nib, I can feel it. Oh, I did that all out of frame. Did I do that whole thing out of frame? I should move my camera. Yeah, I'm gonna move my camera. Unless my tripod isn't strong enough and it's been moving. I feel like as the stream's been going, I'm writing in a... Oh, this is tight. That's a better place to be, I think. I think the top bar of my sort of desk tripod has been loosening. So I think my tripod's not moving, but I think the bar that it's screwed into is slowly sort of rotating with all the weight as I keep adding things like cameras and black lights and projectors and stuff are all attached to it. I feel like it loosened itself a wee bit. Alright, now let's get Pike. Here we go. Albert Pike. Okay, new sheet of paper, and then who's next? We're over halfway. That's good. If I didn't talk so darn much, we'd get through even quicker. Did your name make it in? Yes, it did. You are in here, Lewis. Ooh, Lewis R. Aranda or L.R. Aranda? I will think about that when we get a little bit closer to your name. First off, we're gonna do... Oh, Jesse. If Jesse's, I don't know. Oh no, Jesse would have fallen asleep by now. I think we have Aaron Zedlik. Zedlik. Z-E-J-D-L-I-K. Is that right? D-L... Yeah, D-L-I-K. Zedlik. Oh, Jesse's... No, Jesse, your name's right now. Aaron first? I did it again. I'm gonna redo that if you guys, for those of you who were here earlier in the stream, this exact same thing happened. I can show it. That's so frustrating. Where is it? There it is. Literally the exact same issue that I commented on the last time I did an E in this stream. It's the exact same E, and they look this droopy ending oval. The exact same thing happened on this one. So it's definitely a hitch in the forearm. Wow, I gotta try that again. That's crazy. Why did it do that? I think because I'm reaching to get all the way to this part of the E, that by the time I get to the bottom, maybe I've exhausted my range of movement in my forearm. I really wish there was some way I could stretch my forearm to be able to reach farther. My forearm range is, in my opinion, inadequate. Maybe as I get older and my skin gets loose and floppy, It will stretch farther. I doubt it, but... Alright, let's try that again, shall we? If it happens a third time, I give up. Try to do it a little bit smaller that time. Oh! There's no E after the J. That's supposed to be a D. Ah! Time to go again. Yeah, too big. It's not a huge letter though. I just feel like where I started, I need to plan to start a little bit lower. So I'm reaching for this, reaching for the top part, rather than doing the top part comfortably and then reaching for the bottom. Well, we gotta do that whole thing over again because Mike can't spell. But everybody knew that already. That's a better Z too. I want to finish the lowercase letters before I finish the Z, I think. Which might be a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyways. JD. LIK. Now, where to put this little flourish? We want to go around here, through the J. We want to go through over everything or through the ascenders. In theory. Go over everything. We'll give a nice clean one of those. A little blob at the end. I went too fast. But I like that. There we go. There's Jesse's. Now Jesse, you can go to sleep. We now go to Sharon and her lens wants Sharon Kirpalani. Ah, you're welcome, Jesse. Sorry that I messed up that, got the blob on that last shade. I got excited and just wanted to finish it nice and fast. But I went too fast. Sharon Kirpalani. Kirpalani. My lowercase letters, I feel like, are all over the place today. Sharon Kirpalani. And next, Hassan Abbas 332 wants Hassan, Hassan. I can put that up here, I think. It'll fit on this side of the page. Hassan. Here we go, Hassan. Check. Anderson Jacks on the, I'm pretty sure it cut off the last of his Instagram name, but he wants Anderson Jackson. Can do. Well, we're cooking with gas now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going through these like nobody's business. Anderson Jackson. Fun fact, when I do the capital A, you know, when we do like our O's and stuff, we always do our implied or our air ovals to prep us for them. For some reason, when I write the capital A, if I do air ovals, my A won't turn out as good. But if I do a horizontal entry oval, as if I was doing the A with a horizontal entry oval in the air, but then just go straight into the A, it works better. So for me, my A's always have, the entry is always horizontal, but not on the page. And for some reason, that helps me get the shape of the shade of the A better. Try it out if you have trouble with the capital A. It may help, it may not, it might just be a weird thing that goes on in my head. Anderson Jackson. Ooh, how do I wanna... Yeah, like that. Move this over a little bit. This is one of those instances where, well, I'm gonna do it. But I would do a... Oh, I didn't do a very clean, darn it. I didn't get close enough to the page. I would have liked a clean tipped-in shade up here on this J. But I didn't do a very clean one. But there we go. Anderson Jackson. yeah, it just tends to help my flow when I get into the A. I think also partially because, just on another sheet here, I can explain that a little bit. When I first started penmanship, I always did my A's. I mean, even before I did movement writing, I always did my A's that way, with a horizontal entry. So then when I started training movement, it was always came after a horizontal oval. Gray shade. So it might just be in my bones. What up, Rohan? When I do an A, I just want to do that horizontal oval before I go into the angled oval of the A. So, like I said, it could be just a weird thing in my head because of how I trained and the habits that I have for the capital A. But if I don't do that, it doesn't turn out as good. Yep. That is, I would say, one of the most challenging things with the A. One of the more challenging things. Keeping the shade up high, making the shade match the other letters, but going straight into the shade, I guess one thing that I would say that you could practice if that's something you're having trouble with, if you're wanting to do your A just starting, the way I used to write my A, obviously I'm trying to get in the habit of having this hairline be as fine as possible. And then it just goes, I mean, you're applying the weight the same, whether the hairline is there or not. So then you go from having your hairline as fine as possible to releasing even a little bit more, so the hairline is off of the page. So I'm off the page, but my applying the weight of the shade is the exact same as if I was doing that hairline, which is why, because this is normal for me to do an A this way. That's how I always did them, or that was my standard A, always had a horizontal entry. So I was in the habit of making that hairline all the way through. And then if I do that same movement, but everything before the shade, there's no stress or start right away. It doesn't feel like it's just starting, because the movement is what I'm already used to, creating that entire A. All I'm doing is just still hairline and pressing at the same time. I'm just not creating the hairline. My nib is just floating just above the page. Every once in a while when I'm doing it, it will touch down somewhere in the beginning of it because I am just slightly above the paper, but it doesn't happen all that often. So that's one way I do it. I don't know if that would be helpful for anybody else, but that's definitely one thing that is in my head, how the capital A works. All right. Chelies, CHELLIESZ on Instagram requested Michelle, MICHELLE. So we will do Michelle. We'll do it over here just for fun. So we keep going side to side on the paper for no real reason other than it looks cool. Changes things up a bit. Michelle. There's Michelle. Bacon. Welcome back, Rose. Welcome back. I'm jealous that you're eating bacon. I bought bacon this week. It wasn't expired, but when I got home and opened it to put it in jars, to put it in my freezer, like I always do, it was bad. It smelled bad. Just to be sure, I cooked 2 pieces of it, and at the first bite, It was definitely bad, so I had to return it to the grocery store. I returned it and then forgot to buy more bacon when I was at the grocery store. I bought other stuff, so now I don't have bacon. So I'm jealous of you, Rose. Enjoy your bacon. All right. Jan3T creates. Janet creates. Requested Janet. So we can do that. Whoa, Janet creates requested 3. So you requested Janet, Mabel, and Janet Ho. Whoa. Do you think Janet and Janet Ho are both her? How's it going, Rohan? Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. It was very sad, Rose, I agree. Very disappointing. Here we go, Janet first. Oh, how I enjoy doing that capital J. It's such a fun letter to write. Here we go. Oh, weird. A note. I think it turned out decent, but I don't usually like ending going outside of a... Notice how this flourish is going out. I would have preferred to bring it back in, but there was no real good place to put a compound curve. I mean, it works. It's just not, it's weird to me because it's something I wouldn't normally do, to have a flourish going and finishing outside of the design. It's uncommon. Next, we'll do Mabel. Mabel. M-A-B-E-L. What M do we want to do this time? We'll do Blozer's M from the Mataraz letter. Interesting shaped stem. Mabel. Very angular Mabel. My phone is vibrating. Why is my phone vibrating? All right. Next up, Janet Ho. We'll simplify the J a little bit. Where'd our music go? What happened? Music? Oh, this song... What? It just has 20 seconds of nothing? Weird. Next song. Thank you very much, Rose. It feels rusty. But I'm quite enjoying writing today. Shaking the... Maybe not rust. Maybe just dust. Maybe it's just dusty. Change that R to a D. We're just a little dusty. We have Janet Ho, right? We'll do a simpler J. Hopefully that's enough space. Ugh. Got excited. messed up that compound curve exit so many times today. It's just not smooth. I'm not resetting my arm before writing it and rushing into it. Alright. Just Right Dindy. I like that Just Right Dindy's Instagram name, the name she requested, was Dindy, but her Instagram name is also a request for me to Just Right Dindy. Just Right Dindy. Alright, Dindy. If you request it, I will write it. D-I-N-D-I. Oh, this is the first capital D of the day, though. I thought we'd get away with not having to do one, but just for you, Dindy. Just for you. Here we go. What variation of the capital D? We're gonna do compound curve variation. Yep. See how it works. Dindy. Just Right Dindy. Done. Gingy? Is it a hard G? Gingy? Gingy? Hard G or a soft G? Oh, should I put a hat on, Rose? My hair is weird under my headphones. Gingy. Gingy. Just Right Gingy. With a D. Interesting. Alright, next we have Delwyn 6 wants Darakshan. D-A-R-A-K-H-S-H-A-N. Darakshan. Sounds good. Clean the dry ink off my nib real quick. It's I mean, this isn't the cleanest variation of the compound curve to the D. It's sort of built more like the engrosser script D. It's one that I've been playing with. It's not a variation of the D that I use very often at all, but I'm trying to get better at it because I see it every once in a while in signatures, or there are signatures that have Ds in them, and just in the variations of the D, this style would fit in some of the, when I'm creating combinations, so I need to get better at it. I have a feeling it can be a fun one. It is not a fun one yet because I'm not used to doing it. I'm not, it hasn't sunk into me yet. But one day. Alright. Oh, we got D's back to back? Now we'll do another variation. We'll do the standard D, but maybe with no, just one shade. I'm gonna turn my paper a little bit. This is how I wish I didn't have to do this way, but if I turn my paper, it increases the odds, increases the chance of me hitting a standard D angle better. There we go. Oh, I really dropped that super far below the baseline, didn't I? Shade through these ascender strokes So we're just going to do hairline through that one, and we'll shade at the bottom. Like so. Alright. Check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. Ooh! Lewis's turn. Gonna get a new sheet of paper. Ooh. Stretch. Did I finish my tea? I didn't. It's gonna be cold now, for sure. Alright, Lewis R. Aranda or L.R. Aranda. We're gonna do L.R. Aranda. We'll do it a little traditional style. A little traditional looking, if we can. Thanks, Gary. If you want to practice specific letters, if you're on the Discord in the resources section, there are 2 PDFs. One is of Zaner, one is of Lupfer, and it's just their letter in the top corner, and then a page of just lines, so you can continuously look back and reference one of Lupfer's or one of Zaner's letters. So essentially, copybook style. I just find that it's nice to have their reference right there, rather than having to look to another sheet sometimes. It can be helpful. Okay. L.R. Aranda. Well, let's not think about it and see what happens first. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, it's dark in my home. Let me finish this off. So there's one way of doing it. Obviously, I could get some better spacing between the L and the R. And the reason I wanted to try this stem of the A is because we have no, other than this on the end of the R, we have direct oval shade. But in a perfect world, you can't see my face because my screen's so dark. In a perfect world, we would have these 3 shades could essentially be matching. This A would even, might be smarter to tuck it in a little bit more and not have this little loop here. So it would just be a compound curve into a shade ending there. So then all 3 of these shades, I mean the L doesn't end, it finishes in a little loop, but none of them go into larger loops. Or if this loop on the L could be more reminiscent of the bottom of the A. I don't know, but that's what I would play with. L.R. Aranda. The other A would work as well because it would match into the R, the ending of the R here. But technically, you could also bring the R all the way down and around into the standard variation of the A, which then the A could cut through the top of the R, which keeps everything nice and tight, in which case you'd have to tighten up the L and the R. All right. 2022 glows different. How does 2022 glow? All right. Change up our ink. I think I'm gonna stay with this paper though. Wait, does this paper... This paper takes the blacklight ink well, right? I don't remember exactly. Put the lid on my ink so I don't spill it. Oh, I haven't gone through this midnight procedure in a while. I'm invisible. For anybody who hasn't been in a live before, this is what happens at midnight. This chill music stops. We spice things up a little bit. Come on. Need to find a song that's better. To get the party started. And now I just gotta do a test stroke to see, make sure this paper is gonna look okay. But I want to stay on this paper, I think, today. So hopefully, do some writing here. And we just gotta make that look good. Sounds good, Lewis. Thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you on the Discord. Try writing your name like this or a variation of this and post it on the Discord. Let me see it. Whoa, is that what color we did last time? That's crazy taxi. Wait, I need to change that. That's too hardcore. Too hardcore. Maybe I can just increase that, lower that, increase that. Oh, that looks like an iPod commercial. I don't like it being quite so blue. No. Teal? Like so? No. Put that back to 0. Does that work? Is that a good look for today? I can't get the mermaid with this paper. It's too hard to see. It would kind of be that. But it's too... Yeah, it doesn't work with this paper. Whoa. We could do that. That just looks like white ink on... You know what? We're just gonna go default. I'm gonna increase the contrast. Oh heck, do I have to write on gray paper? No, we're gonna write on this. This is gonna be the way it's gonna be for today, I think. Have a nice aqua color. Increase the contrast a little bit, increase the saturation just a little bit. Maybe too much. teal, like so. There we go. Now it's right. We can't get to mermaid with this paper. All right, who's next? We got Lewis. We got Roxana Inc. wants Roxana. So we'll do Roxana in blacklight. Roxana. Oh, Looker James didn't pop by today. We had no dab emojis in the chat. Wonder what he's up to. Alright, next we have Letters by Praxi wants Praxi. Proxy? P-R-A-X-I. Praxi? Not proxy, that would have an O in it. P-R-A-X-Y. Okay, we're gonna do this. See if I can get a nice compound curve shade for this P. So far, so good. I saw your dab, but it wasn't you did a double dab. It wasn't the Lurker James coming out of hiding dab emoji. I mean, it was the same emoji, but I saw your dab emoji. Don't worry, you're just winning. Praxi. Keep this end nice and chill. There we go, Praxi. The blacklight just isn't contrasty enough on this paper, unfortunately. No, you don't have to do anything before you dab. I wasn't meaning that there was no dab emoji. I was meaning I didn't see Lurker James post the dab emoji. Nothing against your dab or your non-lurking or anything. Next, oh, Mush. Mush wasn't here today. Or Mush, I can't remember. I feel like I ask every single week. But he wasn't here today. He wants Abdullah. A-B-D-U-L-L-A-H. Abdullah. I seriously think I forget how to pronounce people's names every single week, and I feel like now I'm in the habit of asking that I don't remember. I've got myself into a terrible loop here. Abdullah. There we go. Give good plan. Alright, Abdullah. Next up, we have ZK Calligraphy XM, or ZK Calligraphy XM wants Zephaniah. That's a cool name. ZEPHANIAH. Zephaniah. I like that name. Zephaniah. Zephaniah. Hey, Tamiz. Welcome, welcome. Zephaniah. Oh, well, that's supposed to be an H. Bah, darn it. Thanks a lot, Bindu. Thanks for hanging out here real quick, because you're leaving. I know you posted your name earlier, so I'll do it really quick. If you're leaving now. Bindu. Gary, I rarely go to sleep before 2 in the morning. So I guess yes, to answer your question, I'm normally a night owl. But I also enjoy waking up early. I don't always wake up early. I just find that I'm productive at night. I'm not really a night person or a morning person. I call myself I'm a when I'm an awake person. If my eyes are open, it's always the same. But on average, I do tend to be more awake at night, just because that's when I stupidly start projects late in the evening, so I end up staying up super late. Alright, attempt 2 at Zephaniah because I messed up. Messed up that ascender. But I come by it honestly. Like, for example, when I was home with my mom and dad for the holidays, the whole time I was home, I don't think none of us went to bed before 11 or 12 the entire time. There was a couple nights my mom, dad, and I were all up playing pool at 11 or 12. Zephaniah. Sorry, that was a little bit messy. I feel like I'm getting distracted. Alright. Calligraphy wants Griffin. We can do a Griffin. We haven't done a traditional... Oh, we did one traditional G. Yeah, in Garg. Earlier today. The second name. So we'll do a traditional G for this one. This music is not very... There's a couple songs that are hard-hitting, but then it... There we go. That's more the vibe we're after. I gotta refine my playlist. My after midnight playlist. Alright, Griffin. Didn't mean to get that quite so low, quite so close to the lowercase letters, but I like it. Ooh, nice, Ojaswini. That's fun. What'd you get? I quite like that. I wish it wasn't quite as close to the baseline, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, good times with my parents are both night owls. They don't stay up as late anymore, because they're getting older, but they're both, night owls. They're in a time zone an hour later than me. Ooh, the rodeo pads. What color? Next up, Juan Carlos for JC Script. Juan Carlos. Juan. Carlos. Oh, well, there are 3, but you have the black and the gray one is what you mean, I'm guessing. Alright, that's it. We made it through the entire Instagram list. Now, I don't know if Roseni's still here, but we'll go through. We'll do a Rose, a Gary, a Skeet. I've written Rose's name a lot of times, I'm pretty sure by now. Over the streams. Same with you. How many times have I written your name, Ojaswini? It's gotta be a lot by now. Try to change it up a little bit. Oh, right, it's their anniversary. Now, is that tomorrow for me? I should write a congratulations post for them, I suppose. There's Rose. And now we'll do Gary's. I don't know if Gary's still here either. Oh yeah, Gary's here. We'll do Gary's name. Another standard G. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit loopier. And Rose is still here too. Perfect. Here we go. Unique exit Y and exit oval for Gary. Yes, you should most definitely count that time. Ojaswini. And then we'll write Skeet is not here anymore, I'm pretty sure, but I will write his as well because I told him I would. Whoa, crazy ovals. Let me try that again. You've lost count. That many? Still crazy ovals, but oh well. Skeet. Yes, we did do a live that was all O's and extended O's and well, all those O's weren't your name, I guess. They don't really count for me writing your name. It's at the end. I'm at the bottom of the page. Oh, Skeet is still here. Nice. I didn't think you were here anymore. There you go. I feel like I'm losing focus. Things are getting loopy and spinny as we go in, as we get closer to the end. All the O's are yours. There you go. There are your rings of power. Let's get this sheet here. I'm gonna write a quick Happy New Year, and then we'll call it there. We'll call it the end of the stream. For our New Year, first stream of 2022. 7 shaded O. That was a while ago. Did I even get a clean O on that run through? I don't know if I did or not. We've done more than 7 before, haven't we? As well. Maybe that wasn't on a stream. I know I've done more than 7 before. Which H do I want to use here? Happy. Mine. Back off. You can't be protective of a letter, Older Swenny. I don't think that's allowed. Happy New This paperclip is definitely not strong enough. Come over this way a little bit. I think I gotta order new blacklight ink. My ink is starting to bleed more than it used to. I feel like its color might be off. It might be old. Happy New Year. not in frame. Nice and small. Happy New Year. Oh, I can't fit it in frame. We gotta zoom out. Oh, that's the focus ring. Oops. I'm gonna zoom out even more. There we go. I don't want my ugly practice above this to show up, so we'll do that. Thank you very much, Chemise. Happy New Year. I mean, Rose, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank everybody for hanging out with me today. For all those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I do apologize for not turning on the stream and streaming / talking to myself for the first 15 minutes of the hour. That's so silly. I still can't believe I did that. But that's fun. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, I hope you had an amazing New Year. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Dictionary.com, word of the day. We're going to dive into that. Not a challenge, but if you want to join me writing the words of the day as they come, they're on Dictionary.com. There's a new one every single morning. If you guys want to join me, I might get up a hashtag for it, but for now, just hashtag word of the day, hashtag Dictionary.com, I guess, and maybe I'll do another, I don't know, dictionary with my type of hashtag. I'll think of something. Maybe. Not a challenge, but the community, we can join in and do it. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys next week. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process. This process, we love it, we enjoy it, and don't forget, everybody, that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Good night, everybody.